Yes, 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 yes. I'm a big weirdo. I'm a big weirdo. Yes, 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 yes. I'm a super total weeb. I'm a super total weeb. I'm a cosplay inspector, an autograph collector, a franchise dissector, a merchandise detector. I broke my tent to be first in line. Crowdfund investor, love of adventure. I'll finally meet every idol of mine. Franchise dissector, merchandise detector. Yes, 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 yes. You're a big weirdo. You're a big weirdo. Yes, 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 yes. Join these square fandom with me. Join this square fandom with me.
I may not be a 10, but I'm a natural 20. I was lonely back then, here I am one of many. I can't wait till the time when the weekdays are gone. Gotta go, don't wait up, heading straight to the con.
Yes, 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 yes. We're all big weirdos. We're all big weirdos. Yes, 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 yes. And we'll make this one a hit. We'll make this one a hit.
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and once again, we are back at it again for some more Monster Prom Sundays, as today, we're gonna be going after yet another one of Nico's secret endings, a legally distinct parody, if you will. Good morning to everyone, Riku, Jesse, Errant. So, I thought my brain was deep fried last night because I only had 3 hours of sleep last night because I stayed up reading manga yet again. And then I had to do an Arc Night stream. And I didn't go to sleep after. I just spent yet another 8 hours playing Path of Exile. I've gotten back into Path of Exile. The drought is over. The Boat League is over. It's been a year since Path of Exile 1 has had any content. Oh my god, it feels so good. The Mercenary League feels so good. So I've just been playing that over the past 2 days in my free time. It is my comfort game. And once again, I'm running Cyclone. But this time, I'm league starting Poison Concoction. Now I'm switching over to Soul Rend of the Spiral Cyclone later on. This has you craving for Phoenix Wrong series found on Newgrounds a couple decades back. You haven't been into Path of Exile for a while now? Path of Exile 1 drought is over. There's a new league, supposedly. 4-month leagues are back. I don't know if they can keep that promise or not, depending or not if Path of Exile 2 once again hits the shitter. But there's that. Hello, hello, Venus. You're suddenly reminded of Henry Stickmin's Felix White? Yes. This will be a very legally distinct plotline. But anyway, that's for our housekeeping. This one might actually involve a certain character who we have to take to court. I don't know. Maybe she or she did not perhaps commit some murder. I don't know. Choose your OST. Spooky Con. For some, it was just a nerdy convention, but for us, it was 4 days to celebrate our many passions and obsessions fiercely, unapologetically. And we weren't alone. Regardless of what you loved, you could always find people who'd make you feel seen and understood. Anywhere else, we might have been seen as weirdos and misfits. But here, we could finally feel like no matter who we were, we belonged. Now, if there's any person who understands how to get away with murder, it would be Damien. We're gonna be playing as Damien. You have to skip the last day of your local pinball and arcade show because your body said no. Taste. But also, pinball.
Hey, noob!
Between the plotline and the Morgan costume, it's safe to say IPs from Capcom are getting love in this game. But as dreamy as SpookyCon was, it also came with its own set of pressures, some of which we already knew so well. At the end of those 4 days, the afterparty loomed over our heads, posing that evergreen question. Would we get a date for that night? As uncertainty plagued our hearts, we couldn't help but think of our 6 hottest nerds at the con.
Cool.
Zoe, an eldritch cutie who went from endless dating harbinger of destruction to author of renowned fanfic Liam Prom.
That's an awful
Liam de Leon Court, A hipster vampire with standoffish demeanor hid the fact that he was a truly lovable dork.
Hooray!
Doug Campbell. Campbell? Like the tomato? The sauce? A kind-hearted slime that was incredibly broke from supporting all the fandoms that he loved. Omen, 25, an evil overlord who was recently freed from imprisonment in exchange for giving up her passion for stabbing people. Nico Sharp, an over-the-top mimic who preferred cosplay over shape-shifting even if they weren't the best at getting into character.
Anyway.
And April 1st, a clown idol who was contractually obligated to bottle up all of her non-camera ready emotions inside cute mascots. It had to be one of them, but who? We had 4 days to gather some courage and shoot our shot. But what was the worst that could happen? Being rejected and alone for the rest of our lives? Ha! We've had our fair share of love and rejection. This surely wasn't our first rodeo. Hello, Zala. Zala? Yes, like the soup. And as we had grown to know ourselves, we realized we felt more confident. Tell us things that you like. I feel like we'll be fun maxing this time. Not really bold maxing despite Damien, but fun maxing. What would be fun? Wholesome memes are fun. Maybe? Kawaii cereal mascots seem fun. Glow sticks as a form of support? Sure. Choose your top 3 favorite villain archetypes. I don't know which one of these is the fun one. Let's just go with the Joker. The Jokler. And then the bold one. We weren't new to all this, so this time we challenge ourselves with a goal other than finding love. With support of Zoe and Liam, we had decided to take on a project we had been putting off for too long.
Let's draw fire and stuff.
Making our own comic. We had so many ideas, and yet we always found excuses not to work on them. But the con was the perfect setting to find inspiration and go for it. Choose our genre. I think we've already done everything. So it's time for a repeat. What is the most fun seeming? The Garfield one? Nico needs to embody the spirit of Phoenix Wright and somehow win the case with the most absurd witnesses and testimonies. All caps references. Robot Gentleman 62nd in a sequel remix. 2 spicy red babies finding love. Let's go with the comic strip. The fear of failure had stopped us for too long, but then we reminded ourselves of the one thing that always kept us going. That we were young and unafraid. And we were ready to start. Let's take a sip of my coffee. Haven't fun max just yet. Kinda missed something. The drama. Damien is a dramatic red spicy baby. You got face attorney when you played the game with your friends? Hey yo! Hello, Remy. Where is the fun? You check out the games going on at the community zone and you find an area dedicated to retro video games. You start by playing some N64 games, then you go further back in time to play the original Super Mario, where Mario is a dick. You round out your playing session by playing checkers in the royal game of your Mesopotamian gamer skills grant you 2 fun. Afterwards, you meet up with Liam and April to go on a Japanese kintsugi workshop. Fucking things up and haphazardly fixing them is your specialty, so this should be easy. Ooh, kintsugi.
Greetings, my friends.
It's basically... Oh, okay, fine. Liam's gonna explain it for us. I was gonna explain it, but okay. Greetings, my friends. Do you two know what kintsugi is? Yeah, it's when you repair broken pottery by... Fear not, I'll explain it. No narrator or player character should explain it, I will explain it. It's when you repair broken pottery by filling the cracks with lacquered gold. It can be seen as a metaphor for making a broken thing more beautiful than ever, much like one's own tarnished soul. I wish it was a metaphor for you shutting the fuck up. So what did you bring to do kintsugi on? I brought this urn. You're going to shatter and then repair an urn? What about the ashes?
Honk honk.
I'll mix those into the gold lacquer paste. It'll be both morbid and beautiful, just like clowns, honk honk.
Huh? Wait, whose ashes are those? Sometimes you alarm me, April.
What? It's a cute idea. Besides, I'm sure Nez brought something way weirder.
Actually, you didn't bring anything at all. You weren't aware that you had to bring your own breakables. You gotta improvise something to Kintsugi. No time to think. Smash your own arm with the emergency hammer until you finally have something broken with you. Your bank account. You've been broke for too long, and it sounds like it could be beautifully fixed with adding some gold. Yes. Add some gold to my broken bank account, please. You take the gold dust provided to you by the workshop and lovingly coat your bank account in it. It's slow going since gold dust isn't particularly valuable in small quantities. But soon, the gold starts to heal your finances, making them whole again.
That's quite a
I see
disruptive
now.
choice.
When treated with Kintsugi, something broken can only be fixed, but transformed into something better than it began.
Are we seriously acting like Nez stealing from the workshop is somehow art?
It's gold lacquer!
Money, money, money.
Then again, my own bank account could use some kintsugi as well.
April, your inner thoughts are leaking out?
Teach me your ways, Nez. I want to be a master kintsugi artist too.
Never has a bank account ever looked so busted, yet so beautiful. You actually managed to move Liam into tears. You also managed to move about $200 worth of gold dust in before you get kicked out from the workshop. Dinner's on you tonight. You gain 2 smarts for gaming the system in this profoundly beautiful way, but it also comes at the price of 2 boldness.
Out of my way!
Fucking things up, define Damien, but fixing things. Anyway, we got gold. Let's go to merch hall? That's a lot of weapons you're carrying around. A lot of anime sword. Is that a diamond axe? You find a stand at the merch hall that sells hyper-realistic VR headsets. You buy one immediately. VR is the future. Back in 2016. You put it on and you see your surroundings. Yep, it's a scam. The headset is basically a football helmet and a pair of glasses. No refunds allowed, but the headset looks good on you, so do charm good. You're at the merch hall trying to find something to waste your savings on. Then you just see the right place for it. A stand full of blind box toys. Ooh, gotcha.
I gotta have it.
Ooh, they've got the collection of old men magically turned into furniture pieces. I'm only missing the coffee table with a triple bypass.
Wait, are they at... Oh, they're at Li Feng's store.
Why would you want an old piece of furniture? Old face piece of furniture?
Hello, fan artist Kitty.
Because it looks so silly. Look at my fridge with hairy eyebrows. Maybe we have different definitions of silliness. What would I know about that? I'm just a clown.
April, my good friend. I think you're missing on the nuances of this cool hobby.
What does that mean?
I get that you're overpaying for boxes filled with weird stuff. I'm skeptical that there's any nuance to it at all. Plan proposal. You pay me $15 a piece and I take you to a landfill so you can open lots of boxes full of weird stuff. Going to a landfill doesn't sound super fun. But doing activities with my friends? Wait, that's sarcasm, wasn't it?
Yes, Doug, it was. You gotta solve this. You can't stand the friend not understanding the hobby of another friend, even if that's statistically bound to happen. Maybe April just isn't into furniture with old people's faces. Pick a collection that'll make her realize how cool gacha games are. I feel like there's a running theme here. This is like the second event where we try to introduce gacha to April and she develops a gambling addiction. Cute animals overwhelmed by the many responsibilities of adulthood. Or characters from famous paintings, but really buff. Okay, chat. Which one do you want? You'd watch a cartoon based on this game? Me too. I'm sipping my coffee, so I'm not setting up a poll. Which one? Paintings? You want to go with paintings of buff dudes? I mean, no. Non-binaries. Really buff people, animals, paintings. Hello, errant. Adult responsibility, paintings. Okay. I say we go with the paintings. The really buff paintings.
Oh.
That sounds slightly less creepy. Which one should I buy?
Oh, that's not up to you. You just pick a blind box and see which ones you get.
Wait, so I don't get to choose? No, the mystery is what makes it so magical.
And addicting. Well, to be exact, it's more of a marketing ploy. The deliberate scarcity of certain items turns it into a challenge, which engenders a vicious cycle of overbuying.
Can't it be both, Liam?
Ask your bank account.
Point taken. Let's see which one April got.
It is the buff Scream. Well, okay then.
That is a choice.
Wow, this is weird.
Well, at least we tried. I'll take this one, if you don't want it.
No, I mean, it's weird, but the sexy kind of weird. Ooh, April likes muscles. It's not about the muscles, it's about the art.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah, hot heart, hubba hubba.
So authentic.
Of course, April, it is art. Now you can decorate your home with it.
Do you want to check out the other blind boxes? I still want my coffee table. In a minute, just let me look at it a little longer.
Now you can all nerd out about your blind box toys together. You gain 2 creativity for choosing art-based toys, but you lose 2 smarts.
Fucking metal!
Nothing like staring at your plastic figure's butt. Nothing quite like it. Gender is a vicious cycle. Yes. Muscular screaming. Let's go to the main stage. You sit down to watch a panel on how to break the ice and make friends at cons. The panelist admits that they have no idea. They hoped hosting a panel would force them into being more social. What an honest fella. There are a few variants of each gotcha for that scene. Dang. During the Q&A, a group asked the panelists if they want to join them for some dinner and drinks. It did work. You gain 2 smarts for learning this cool trick to break the ice. Next year, you may host a panel yourself. Later, you're walking to a bodega, hoping to buy a water bottle for less than $10 fucking when you hear whispering from the sewer grate. Uh-oh.
Nez!
You silly goose.
Hi, hello, how have you ended up in the sewers again?
April, what are you doing in the sewer? Clowns have all sorts of reasons to be in the sewer. Don't worry your pretty little head about it. Anyway, I'm glad I found you. You're an ideas man, right? A big thinker, a real go-getter.
Oh.
Well, I have a silly hypothetical problem for you to think about. Imagine a stupid person who broke into the sewer and got stuck in there. Not me, of course. I can get out of here whenever I want. This is just a fun puzzle I thought we could discuss to pass the time. Now, how would you advise a person to get out of the sewer, preferably before nightfall?
What happens at nightfall?
You always ask such silly questions. Come on, let's brainstorm. But you know, this is also sort of urgent, so maybe I think of an answer quick.
Sure, how could this hypothetical person get out of the sewer that she's stuck in? You go against the water current. We'll meet at the toilet you eventually emerge from. Is this what people call a meet cute? Or flush some delicious cheese down the toilet. April can use it to barter with the Rat King to get safe passage out of the sewers. Last time we had this, we chose the cheese. I really want to choose the other choice, however, the cheese sounds fun, and we might lose fun if we don't use the cheese. Hello, random commenter. Let's go with the cheese. We'll run it back.
That sounds like...
A genius idea, she was surely going to say, but you sprint off before you hear the rest. Return 10 minutes later with a hunk of Parmesan. I've got the cheese. I'm gonna find a toilet to flush it down now. Once it's in the sewer, you gotta grab it fast, because the rat henchman will smell it and try to find you first.
The rat what? Nez, what are you...
No time for discussions. You sprint off to the nearest house to pound on the door. Sorry to bother you, but I need to use your toilet. It's emergency.
Okay, it's fine, but you're not gonna drop any cheese down there, are you?
What? No! No! Sometimes you have to lie to do the right thing. You run into the bathroom, flush the Parmesan, then run back to April. It'll be there any second now. Don't eat the cheese when it gets to you.
Don't worry, I
think
wasn't
so.
going to eat the toilet cheese.
Good. By the way, once you've got an audience with the Rat King, do not mention my name. He can't know I'm involved in this.
What the hunk is that? Oh god, I hear squeaking!
That's undoubtedly the rat henchman carrying April off. She's on her own now. Hello, gamer mage. We're currently on our first day. Haven't started the plotline yet. 2 hours later, you watch her crawl out of the manhole.
I appreciate your help, Nez, but I have a lot of questions.
Questions you're not going to answer. You're sexy and mysterious that way. You gain 2 fun and lose 2 charm.
No.
Look, man, the Rat King and I go way back. Just don't tell them where I'm at. Let's go to the lobby. You're flaunting your cosplay all over the lobby. Suddenly you lock eyes with somebody else, somebody cosplaying your character's arch nemesis, Dio. Which means somebody else is cosplaying Jotaro. You both freeze in place facing each other. Sparks flying between you, the angry kind of sparks you make your best threatening face end. She leaves. Maybe this was all in your head and she was just weirded out. Whatever, you gain 2 boldness for facing your worst enemy. Later, you come across Omen staring glumly at a big sword. This is odd. Weapons usually make her so happy. You walk up to see if she's okay.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Nez. Behold the latest manifestation of my shortcomings. Back in my villain days, this was my favorite longsword. What great times we used to have, wreaking havoc, beheading people. But it is too large and heavy to be wielded one-handed. And sadly, that is the only way I can wield anything now.
Aw, cheer up! I'm sure you can still use it. Let me see your technique. Omen picks up the sword and attempts to swing it, but it goes wide and cuts an innocent bystander's arm off.
See what I mean? I was aiming for his head.
I'm sorry, Omen. But just because you can't use your longsword anymore doesn't mean your life's over, you know?
I know. The problem is I cannot use my sword to make other people's lives over.
You can still end lives, though. Times may have changed, but you're still the same bloodthirsty psychopath I know and love. Damien?
You make a good point. Times certainly do change. Perhaps this sort of thing is just what happens when you age.
Oh,
Your joints
how
weaken,
dull.
your hangovers worsen, and you can no longer wield a long sword like an incarnation of death itself.
Yeah, more or less.
I see. Thank you, Nez, for giving me some much-needed perspective. Now I must decide what to do with the sword. I cannot simply throw it away, but what purpose could it serve me now?
Time for one of your patented suggestions. What should Omen do with her old long sword? Divide it in half. This is how short swords are made. Probably. Donate it to an orphanage. Donate it to an orphanage. I'm sure the children would love to have a long sword to cut their enemies down with.
Huh.
Fine. I suppose I could always tell the redemption arc program that this fulfills my daily good deed.
You and Omen set out to find an orphan that truly deserves Omen's longsword. How thoughtful of you!
Splendid.
This orphanage seems dirty, overcrowded, and poorly managed. The perfect place to find my furniture prodigy. Future prodigy. Furniture prodigy also works somehow. Even still, you have no luck getting Omen interested in any of the available orphans until she notices a little girl sitting alone on her bed. Hello, child. Why are you not screaming or playing in mud puddles with your fellow snot-nosed brats? They don't like me.
The girl says sullenly.
They all make fun of me because I can't run or play tag with them.
The girl points to her right leg, which is shorter than her left.
I see. I, too, have limitations. That's why I'm trying to find a new owner for my longsword here. You could have it if you'd like. Perhaps you could use it as a badass cane until you're old enough to swing it. Wow, really? Thank you so much! This is the coolest thing a grown-up has ever given me!
The little girl balances on her new cane and walks over to her bullies. Intimidated by her fucknormous sword, they agree to let her play tag with them. Aww.
That felt good. I'm glad I could impart the virtues of villainy to the next generation. But if you ever tell anyone I was nice to an orphan, I will fuck you up so bad you'll make that little girl look like a gold medal track star.
Hey, yo. Yep, noted. You gain 2 charm for encouraging Omen to help an orphan, but lose 2 creativity.
That was unexpectedly sweet.
Give me your spiciest sauce.
Damien would totally be buddies with Omen unironically. We helped a little girl feel better by giving her a fuck-ass sword. Nico. Let's do board game night. Oh wait, no, fuck. Almost fucked up our run there. Go for a walk. Yes. Your lovely stroll with Nico suddenly turns dire when you witness a thief trying to nab an old woman's purse.
Come on.
Naturally
Birds
leaps.
do it.
Nico leaps into action. They chase the thief down and threaten him with the plastic katana they'd bought earlier that day. The thief relinquishes the purse. You can only assume he doesn't know the difference between steel and plastic, because he's allergic to nerds. The old woman is very grateful, and Nico's puffed up for the rest of the day about saving lives and upholding justice. Good for them. Day 2. Time for the plotline. But first,
This
comics.
is gonna be metal.
Before getting into the drawing part of your project, you call a couple of your friends. You just realize some of your characters look exactly like them. Happens you also have cool looking friends, so you thought it'd be nice to get their approval to use their likeliness first. Choose an alternative career in case your current one doesn't pan out. King of the Moon, rock climber, doctor in physics, a rectangle. King of the Moon. What do you mean that's not fun? You're the protagonist of a weird isekai. The goddess can bestow only one thing to you. Choose wisely. The ability to vomit angry bugs, many gorgeous feet for days, control over farts, the knowledge of milk-based curses. Control over farts. Just two red guys together. Now that you're looking at it, Damien is brighter red than Nico. He's spicy red. I think the third would be more concerned with a mimic that has a ton of teeth. That's fun, Max. You sit down to play an experimental new TTRPG called Dancing with Dragons. It's a typical Tolkien-esque fantasy setting, but all battles are decided in DDR matches against your opponents. Awesome! You carry your party because you've got the moves for days. It's a little unfairly skewed because your game master has broken a foot, but that's not your fault. You gain 2 fun for kicking ass with your S-rank DDR skills. Later, you meet up with Nico to walk to their favorite hot dog stand, Liam the Leon Court. Hopefully, they don't get any mustard on their cosplay. Excuse me, but we couldn't help but notice your outfit. Is that a defense attorney's badge?
Yup, looks good, doesn't it? You can barely even tell it's cardboard.
Thank goodness! There's an ongoing case happening at the courthouse, but the defense attorney didn't show up. Would you be willing to fill in at the last minute?
I would never turn my back on someone in need of justice. Let's go!
Before you know it, you've arrived at the courthouse in a completely different game, apparently.
Nico, what are you doing here?
April, what are you doing here?
Want to get lawyered?
I'm your lawyer, of course. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of this. Surely you didn't do, whatever it is you're accused of doing again.
5 counts of murder. This sick, twisted clown isn't who she says she is. I'm going to prove that she's a notorious Bloody Valentine murderer.
You're wrong! I didn't kill any of those people. Not the third one anyway, and I'm pretty sure the fourth one was still alive when I left, but who could say?
April, your inner balloons are leaking out.
Those balloons say the darndest things, huh? Your Honor, are you sure I can't have, a real lawyer?
Nope. You get 1 court-appointed attorney, and we were already lucky enough to find Mick Sharp wandering around outside. Overruled.
April, relax. I've already got panache, pizzazz, and a strong sense of justice. What more does a good lawyer need?
Expertise? Passing the bar exam? Is that supposed to be Edgeworth? Yes. The balloon did it! Pretty snacks.
A degree to practice law? Nah, I got this. For starters, I've never even seen you do these 5 murders, just a whole bunch of other ones. I'm beyond fucked.
Since Nico, they'll need help getting April off the hook for murder. Maybe you could submit some evidence to prove her innocence. I love how the assumption is already, yeah, we know she's a murderer, but she didn't do this one specifically. Now, which evidence do we go for? April's diary. This totally non-doctored entry in April's diary, penned at the same time of the crime.
Dear Diary, today I did not murder 5 people.
Or April's parrot. It's both evidence and the witness. If it doesn't prove her innocence, it might at least distract everyone. It's a talking bird. Parrot. We go for parrot. Yes, because we're fun maxing. Thank goodness April packed her parrot in her carry-on bag. You call it to the stand.
Tell us, Parrot, is April the murderer? Squawk! I hate my horrible butt rash.
Don't parrots just repeat what they hear? My, what an oversharing parrot. It doesn't know what it's saying, Your Honor. Parrots only repeat what they've heard someone else say.
Oh.
Except for this one in this specific instance, this parrot has definitely never heard anyone say that.
April has a butt rash?
Squawk! Hello, Miss Dr. Smith. This is April 1st calling about the medicated ointment for my butt rash.
Haven't I suffered enough?
Can we stop this, Your Honor? Haven't I suffered enough? Squawk! April's never killed anybody, especially not with a piano wire. Squawk! There you have it. The parrot just confirmed that April's only crime is a debilitating butt rash. This case seems open and shut to me.
Objection! A parrot's testimony is meaningless. The defendant most likely trained it to say that.
Objection!
You said yourself that parrots only repeat what they've heard, therefore parrots cannot lie.
True. Parrots can only paint an accurate picture of what they've heard. So if the parrot claims that Miss First is innocent, then it must be so. I find her not guilty. You've got to be kidding me! You haven't seen the last of me, Nico Sharp. I'll defeat you in court if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, I've always wanted a rival. Are we gonna have one of those will they won't they rivalries that people write horny angst fics about?
What? What?
Well, I'm glad that's over. Thanks for keeping me out of jail, Nico. You bet. I'll always be there for my friends, especially when they're innocent. Yep, definitely innocent. Honk honk.
All's well that ends well. Even when it ends with the murderer walking free. You gain 2 fun and lose 2 creativity.
Rad!
Sniles Edgeworth, the rival prosecutor. Please let Nico be right. Well, we saved April from going to jail for a crime she definitely did not commit. Is Nico manifesting, right worth fans? Maybe. You decide to walk around the lobby, which is the most intimidating activity at con for anyone who's not a social butterfly. Some random people ask to take a pic with them. You're forced to push people around to actually move. You even say bless you to someone who sneezed. Look at you, socializing. You gain 2 boldness. You're exploring the lobby with your friends when Omen comes across a wallet on the ground. What's this? A cachet of money free for the taking? Dibs! No, Omen, remember what we've been discussing at the Redemption Arc program? Evil is... fun? No. Inevitable in a godless world? No, Nico, evil is bad, and stealing is evil. But this is not even stealing. The wallet was clearly left here as a gift from the universe. It's an apology for all the unfairness it has hoisted upon me. Wrong. Someone clearly lost this wallet. And what do you do when we find the lost wallet? Apparently nothing fun like keeping it, so I'm going to, eat it. No, we're going to find its owner and give it back. But that's impossible! There are so many people in this cavernous, sweaty convention center. When you say finding the owner's impossible, I say you're just looking at the clues wrong. No case is uncrackable. Right, we just need a good plan. Like,
Yeah, I need a drink.
we should go to a bar, drown our sorrows in alcohol, probably get into a bar brawl. I can't remember the rest of the steps, but this should eventually lead us to a clue. Yes, I vote for the plan with a bar brawl.
Enough.
No, Nez, help me come up with an actual plan to find the wallet's rightful owner, please! The innocent aren't April, so it's cool. You leave it in the lost and found. You need a cash? Was that Vera's bath dad? I'm pretty sure Vera was adopted by Valerie's family, by Valerie's single dad.
we are with stupid. We write a sad country song about losing your beloved wallet and perform it on the big stage. Whoever cries is probably missing their wallet. We gotta get into the mindset of the person who owns this wallet. Let's all lose our wallet so we can start in the right headspace. They meant biological dad? Oh. Yeah, that could also work. What if? Holy, wait, we're expanding on Vera's backstory? What if that was Vera's biological dad? The plot twist? Casually introducing new characters in a plotline? Let's go with... I don't know which one's the more fun. Maybe losing our money? This is more creative. That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. You cannot take my wallet. Too late! Omen's somehow already taken all your wallets. She runs outside and throws them into a passing dump truck.
What the fuck?
God damn it, Omen, now I have to go to the DMV and get a new ID card. Do you have any idea what pain in the ass you are?
Yes, keep bitching, Liam. It only fuels my satisfaction. You know, the person who lost this wallet probably thought the same thing. They might be at the DMV right now. That's true, and since I now need to renew my ID anyway, I might as well drag all of you along on this awful experience with me. You didn't think of a fun trip to SpookyCon would include being 22nd in line at the DMV, but here we are. When number 21 finally gets called up, you overhear her say, "Yeah, I gotta renew my ID because I lost my wallet at the con." Bummer, right? Wait, is this your wallet? Wow, it is! Thank you so much.
No, I think I cracked this case.
Excellent. Another case cracked, and all it took was throwing away our wallets.
Hey, a nearby group of people say, "Did you say you threw away your wallet? I think we have it here." A new group turns up, "Hey, did you, Liam the Leoncourt, and Nez, are you both of them? We found your wallets too."
I can't believe you all just appeared to find our wallets. How did you know to find us here?
Well, we figured we'd get into your headspaces by throwing away our wallets too, which made us think we should check the DMV, and it worked. Wait, you mean 15 to 20 people here threw away their wallets? Is this going to be a ripple effect? Did we just destabilize the local economy?
With every minute I like this plan more and more.
The economy's not your problem. The important thing is you gained 2 smarts and lost 2 creativity. It's a circle of stupidity. Yes.
Out of my way!
Let's go to the hotel. Ooh, slay!
You're chilling at the hotel room with nothing to do, looking around for cheap entertainment. You notice April's purse hanging from a chair. Will you dare violate the sanctity of an idol's purse? Of course you will! You grab the purse, open it, and... Oh, no. No way. This is too horrible to describe. Don't count on me to utter these words. Oh, here, have 2 creativity and go imagine it on your own. I'm out. A bit later, you, Liam, April, and Omen are enjoying some downtime together. April's very focused on whatever she's writing in her notebook.
Ooh, slumber party! April, what is it about that scribble that engrosses you so? Are you penning another diary entry? The last one left off on quite the cliffhanger.
I would violate community guidelines.
Oh, you little sneak. So you like the bit about my wet dream, the bouncy castle hubba hubba?
I'm actually too busy to talk right now, sorry. I've gotta push through this writer's block and finish the lyrics for my next single. So far I've got "You Fill Me Up With Magic, So Sweet It's Almost Tragic. I'm a sucker for your lollipop love." Now I'm stuck. Maybe because I'm not craving lollipops right now? I'm a sucker for your beefy 5-layer burrito love isn't exactly catchy though.
So mainstream.
I think your writer's block is due to a faulty foundation. The melody and lyrics you have so far are too formulaic.
Point of formulas is that they always work. You know, like you probably learned in 6th grade math.
The nerve of you! We're talking about art, not math!
Art smart. Personally, April, I think you are wasting an opportunity to control your minions with this new musical composition. They're more like stands than minions, silly goose. Mere semantics. These stands follow your every whim, do they not? You could easily mobilize them to do something fun. like ritualistic arson.
Omen, don't convince Omen to manipulate her fan base into committing heinous crimes.
Yeah, I would never do that. I've definitely never done it before either.
It seems like April doesn't want your friend's unsolicited advice, but shutting Liam and Omen up is unrealistic, so the next best thing to offer is your unsolicited advice. Does Liam hate math? No, he loves art more. Fans love to wildly theorize about celebrities' personal lives. Write a song that vaguely implies that you've murdered someone. Vaguely implies? All good songs summon the devil when you play them in reverse. Just write down a devil summoning invocation and put it in reverse. Hold up. Hold up. I wonder if any of these are fun or if any of these are bold. These two seem both equally wild to me. Although, we have an off chance that we get introduced to a new character if we go devil summoning. What if it's an incubus? Fine, let's go with the potential incubus.
Honestly.
On the off chance we get a new character. Monster Camp reference? That's not a bad idea. Cultish chants hidden in pop music is just edgy enough to stir up interest. Does anyone know a good spell to summon the devil? I can no longer cast this sort of magic, but I'm not allowed to have fun, apparently. Devil's right here with you. He's a spicy red baby. I've got the Prince of Hell's phone number, does that count? We're right here!
Sorry, but
No, which means it's up to you, Nez, because I certainly don't know anything about dark forbidden magic.
Me? Dark forbidden magic! Of course.
You pull out your phone and scroll through your demonic spellbook app. Leonardo da Vinci didn't be a great artist and great mind used science in his art to make his art pop.
Okay, I have spells to summon the devil for evil reasons. Spells to summon the devil for horny reasons. Spell to summon the devil for rainy days when you feel alone.
Fascinating.
Wow, Nez, you certainly have a pentagram for every occasion. Huh. When you reverse the lonely summoning spell, you get a melancholic country song about the tragic decline of the Rust Belt. Go figure.
That's not really your brand, though. Did you try reversing the horny one? Horny and demons go well together.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, this one's cheesy in all the right ways. Let's try mixing up the melody for it.
April uses her music software to add the reverse chant to the same 4-chord progression that's in every pop song, undercut with some clown honks. I must admit, April, this is actually pretty catchy.
I feel strange. Is it normal that this song makes me want to shake my rear?
Oh, Omen? Twerking?
Normal? Omen, that is great!
You and your friends celebrate by shaking your butts to April's soon-to-be next hit single. You gain 2 smarts and lose 2 bones. No, we didn't summon an incubus. What if we just summoned Sawyer? Well, that was that. Let's go to the merch hall. At the stands, you find a fanzine vendor. You ask her what her zines are about. They're about you, she replies. You open one of her fanzines. It's full of badly cropped pictures of you. You feel you should be disturbed, but you also feel flattered. You buy a copy. Dang, some pics of these you haven't even seen before. You're bowled over by your own 2 charm. You're investigating the horniest corners of the artist alley when you happen upon Liam's Yowie stand.
Greetings, my fellow connoisseurs.
Hello. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all of you for supporting my art.
Your art? You mean you created all of this?
Yes, Yowie is my passion. I've invested over 10,000 hours in perfecting my craft.
But you didn't start drawing Yowie until last year. The numbers don't add up.
Once again, math rears its ugly head to sabotage the beauty of art.
You spent a 10,000 hour year on this stupid hobby. How far have you fallen?
Ouch.
I know of your past, Liam. You used to be Angelus, the ruler of the dark side. You subjugated millions, nearly conquered the world.
I know, but I'm not Angelus anymore. I don't enjoy reminiscing on my dark past.
Dark past? You mean your glorious past? I looked up to you. You were once one of the biggest threats to reality, and now you draw penises for fun? It's maddening! I'm maddened. But Omen, look at these butts. They're worth 1,000 conquered empires. Are they, Zoe? Are they? You know, even if you didn't care for yaoi, there are plenty of hobbies that could even take your mind off of murder and destruction. Why would I want to do that?
Because you're in the Redemption Arc program, and as your sponsor, I'm making this mandatory. Gang, we're getting Omen a hobby. That'll be tough, but you love a challenge. What hobby would Omen enjoy more than killing people?
Get her into sewing. It's like stabbing fabric repeatedly. Reptile care. Omen can probably relate to cold-blooded creatures, and this is a perfect excuse for you to get to pet an iguana. I think we have enough fun that we could go for the option that we haven't taken yet. We get her into sewing. We did the iguana.
I don't know. Are you trying to trick me by using violence? Shit, she's onto us.
No, look at this tiny cool sword. We call it a needle.
Stop this nonsense.
I may be old, Nez, but even in my time, we had needles.
Okay, think of it this way. The Redemption Arc program establishes that you should stop stabbing people, right?
It's more of a case-by-case basis, but for the most part, yes.
Nope. No, Zoe, stabbing is always wrong.
Never deal in absolutes.
Oh.
You make me want to
Liam.
stab stuff, Liam. And by stuff, I mean your face.
Use that. Imagine this piece of purple fabric as Liam's face and stab it with a needle.
Oh, now that sounds interesting.
Omen stabs the fabric repeatedly.
Die, Liam, die! I'll stab you into an insufferable, beautiful sweater. Aw, you channeled Omen's desire to stab Liam into a healthy outlet. Genius.
I guess I'll take the win where I can. You gain 2 boldness and lose 2 charm for introducing Omen to the wonderful hobby of fabric stabbing. I mean sewing. Shopping time! Do we risk it or do we play safe this time?
Come on in. Pick a box, any box.
I feel like we either go with My Weird Little Village. Wait, no, it could profoundly impact ourselves and the ones we're trying to romance. Wait, no, maybe that won't matter. As long as it doesn't interfere with our stats, we'll be fine. We could go with Landmarks and Love. Locations get spicier. We could go Major Arcana. And these are mostly just stats. It's not like they're that spicy. They only risk us losing our run. So we'll go with the bottom ones. Let's go with the Major Arcana. What do we get? Gotcha. The star, what is that? This item changes the music for you, unlocking a new track? What music? You're gonna take away my kawaii future bass?
Copacetic. Now be a doll in Instagram, won't you?
Guess we have to wait for the day to start?
Pass me the red crayon.
The Weird Village won't break the stats. Yep, everything on the top row messes with stats. Everything on the bottom is mostly cosmetic.
Also, hello, Nyanka.
Can you guess what time it is? It's comic time. Time to brainstorm. What are you all panicking about? What's something that's gone out of fashion but should totally make a comeback? Smoking in a cool way, general hygiene. Fictions, where characters realize they're part of fiction. Let's make more of that. Seizing the means of production. Hygiene. You're a writer for a TV show about 3 young adults living together, but ratings are low, so for season 3, you decide to add an unexpected new flatmate to shake things up. A sleep paralysis demon with the soul of a poet, a dolphin with a career, a coquettish Casanova who happens to be made of turnips, the gun fairy, the dolphin. What do you mean that wasn't fun? What are you all panicking about, chat?
Should we burn down next?
Oh no! We have a house remix of the pancake song. How many remixes of the pancake song are there in this game?
Pancakes in my mind, pancakes in my bed,
Oh, not again!
pancakes in my head, pancakes in my mind,
We can't escape the pancakes.
pancakes in my heart, pancakes in my head, pancakes in my mind,
Not gonna lie, it's kinda poppin'. It's a Eurodance mix. Dance, dance. Okay. This is sick. You enter competitive tarot tournament because you're reckless enough to gamble your entire future. Oh my god, there's even a rest period drop. There's even a build-up. It's a full-ass house mix. And it loops back into the start. After several hangmen and burning towers, you decide to harness the power of celestial bodies. With your best Yu-Gi-Oh impression, you throw down Pluto. Pluto isn't a planet anymore. You're playing with an old deck. You're disqualified, and your opponent also predicts that you're going to die of chlamydia. While you just gained one terrible fate, you also got too fun because dying from chlamydia means at some point you'll get laid. It didn't loop back. This is a different... Bro, this is a different bridge. And then we're back to the chorus. Later, you step outside for a bit of fresh air and see Nico in their attorney cosplay. Hey, Nez. I was just on my way to the courthouse. Wanna come with? I can't believe I've already got my next client. It's time to show the world what Nico Sharp Face Attorney can do. I thought it was Ace Attorney. Nope, that makes no sense. I've got a face, don't I? So I'm a face attorney. As opposed to all the attorneys out there without faces.
Well, that's my cue.
We don't have time to argue about this. This is justice, so let's stop wasting it and get a move on. 15 minutes later, you and Nico arrive at the courthouse. You. Me! Good to see you again, Mick Sharp. I'd like you to meet with your new client. Dahlia! Hey, Nez. Fancy seeing you here. Are you also going to prison for murder? Dahlia's on trial. Nobody's going to prison if I can help it. I'll prove your innocence. What innocence? What innocence? I slaughtered foes on the battlefield all the time. And sometimes off of it, if I get angry or bored. Is that a confession enough to get a guilty conviction, Your Honor? Normally, yes, but Mick Sharp is an unmitigated delight, so I want to hear their argument anyway. I'm honored, Your Honor. I won't let you down. My star witness is to prove Dahlia's not a murderer. Again, I'm definitely a murderer. But sure, call this witness. Knock yourself out. Well, you've got one incompetent lawyer, and one murderous defendant. Is there a witness out there that can somehow sort this mess out? We call a Grim Reaper to the stand. If they can prove that all the people Dahlia murdered reincarnated into better lives, did she really do a crime? Or, the justice system is corrupt and untrustworthy. Ask a valuable source. Like Dahlia's parrot. Please tell me you're not allowing this, Your Honor. A parrot's testimony bears no weight on. Shush, the witness is talking. Squawk! I want meatballs. Hang tight, little buddy. Mommy will get you some meatballs if we could get her out of this murder charge.
Good point.
Now we know that the parrot verifiably wants meatballs. Thus, we've proven its impartiality by showing that parrots can't lie. Squawk! The earth is flat! Oh, well, the parrot clearly believes that's true, so it isn't a lie exactly. Squawk! Dahlia didn't do it, whatever it is. Good boy, just like we've practiced. Dahlia pulls a meatball out of her jeans and tosses it into the parrot. Hopefully it likes meatballs glazed in pocket. Well, I believe that settles that. Thanks to our impartial witness testimony, Dahlia Kino has been found not guilty. But she basically confessed. This ruling makes no sense.
I won.
Your face makes no sense. Take that! Good one. You, Dahlia, and Nico, a high five. Another murderer walks free thanks to you. You gain 2 fun and lose 2 smarts.
Out of my way!
Well, I think we couldn't have handled another whole 2 days with that song. And now we're stuck in an empty void. Let's go to... Maybe it'll reset. You head to the front desk of the hotel for an extra towel. They give you one. You're drunk with Bowers, so you decide to test how many extra towels you can ask for before they tell you to stop. You manage to get 14 extra vowels. Give me an extra vowel, please! Huh, what can you do with this many towels? You only need one. You decide to build a towel fort in your hotel room. You gain 2 creativity for such a magnificent architectural endeavor. It gives you a break every other event. Oh. Later, Nico asks to stop at the hotel for an ambitious cosplay challenge. You, Liam, and April agreed to go back with them and help them get dressed. Where does this belt go? That's the belt that holds the sheath for my black dagger, not to be confused with my grave dagger, my blacker dagger, and the sheath I keep my phone in. What about this belt? That's the thigh belt that holds my 2 shin belts in place. Never leave home without it. Why does this character need shin belts? Do they serve any practical purpose? They serve a great purpose. They make me look really cool. To each their own. If wearing an impractical amount of belts makes you feel confident, go for it, queen. Fair enough. Okay, I've got one last belt here. Where does it go? That one's, I don't remember where that one goes, actually. Maybe it goes in the trash. No, every belt is necessary to give depth to this character. Everyone knows a JRPG protagonist's power is directly proportional to the amount of belts that they're wearing. Now, do you know where to put this belt? That is an extra special belt for punishing hot people who have been naughty, wink. Maybe we should use this one to actually hold up your pants.
Ooh,
as if we had a choice. Punishing the innocent with kindness to be guilty again. There's so many murders, who cares if Dahlia is one? The Void is better than that song. Is it over? For now. Of course, a good hero always has extra weapons on hand. I'm not too sure how to fight with a belt, though. Is it like a whip? Well, you don't want to do it too harshly, okay? It's more of a spank. I can't picture it. Can you show me, Liam? Well, if no one wants to be part of the demonstration, I guess I have to take one for the team and volunteer. What? Come on, Liam, just do it. How else is Nico supposed to learn? April lays bum up on the bed, and Liam timidly spanks her with the belt. Remember, Nico, you don't want to hit too hard. This is still cosplay after all. No, harder! I gotta say, it does look kinda sexual, but lots of JRPG characters are gratuitously sexual design, so I guess that's the idea. Maybe Liam should demonstrate again, just to make sure you got it. Just goes to show that any conversation can be improved with a sexy visual aid. You gain 2 charm, but lose 2 smarts.
What should we burn down next?
And we're back. Or we're not. I think we broke... Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. I thought we were free of this hell. I accidentally fixed it. Well, this is our life now. Let's go to the main stage. You grab a seat to the main stage, where a panelist talks about making interesting player characters. Apparently, they should be color coordinated, have distinct personalities, and also have a cool name like Kratos, Luigi, or Nez. You learn you'd make a great, awesome PC, and that self-knowledge equals 2 smarts. Afterwards, you join Zoe and Omen in April to a Q&A with one of the top 3D modelers in the video game industry. Hello everybody, I'm Alice Garcia, and I'm well known for 3D rendering the digestive systems of every character in the Splash Kaboom franchise. Oh, not this event. This event's kinda gross. Did she just say digestive systems? Now I know what you're thinking, Alice, how did you manage to create such realistic, fully functioning organs for your favorite video game characters? I most assuredly was not thinking that. Well, there are challenges, of course. I had to study how Splash's turbo mode would affect the shape and properties of his digestive system. These are important questions. No, they are not. And since Splash acquires other characters' abilities by eating them, I had to design an unusually large esophagus for him.
Of course, that would never work in real life. Your esophagus would never be able to handle eating an entire person.
Mine handled it pretty well the other day when I ate.
A very big pizza, which definitely wasn't a living person.
April, we just got you out of court.
I can see you're eager to learn more about the process, so I'm going to open the floor to questions.
Pick Zoe.
Okay, let's start with you. I prepared a list of questions about my favorite character, Pearl the Power Princess, if that's okay. Of course, I spent 60 full working hours modeling Pearl's digestive system, so I'd be happy to answer any questions related to it. I think I'll pass my turn to my good friend Nez. I'm sure he has digestion-related questions of some sort.
You take the challenge. Ask a question about your digestive system which isn't full of pancakes. That wows the audience and woos your friends. When Splash Kaboom is hurt, he loses all his coins. Does that mean he can somehow store coins inside him? And most importantly, which hole do they come out from? We chose the other choice last time, and let's go with this one.
Well, when I was working on Splash Kaboom Adventure 4, I decided to take inspiration from real life, so I swallowed several coins and got hit by a car. I didn't learn much, so 3 months later, when I finally got out of the hospital, I looked for inspiration elsewhere. I asked myself, what if the coins weren't literal coins?
Ah, yes, the coins are a metaphor. Splash is losing his value as a hero.
Shut up.
Yes.
No, I actually realized metaphor is an insult to the craft and that my question was dumb. The workings and byproducts of the digestive systems are always literal. There's no place for emotions and nuance in the colon. Only poop, and maybe coins too. So I swallowed the second stack of coins and got hit by another card to see if I could gain a new perspective, and this time it worked. Genius!
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta admire that work ethic. So to sum it up, yes, Splash does store coins inside of him. And as for the hole they come out of, now I know, but I will take the answer to my grave. That was a great question. Here, take this.
She winks at you and throws you a golden coin. Everyone stares at you. Are they expecting you to eat the coin?
Hey gang, I've got a fun idea. Let's go to the bathrooms and wash our hands 6 or 7 times.
Where did this coin come from? Why do you guys want us to eat it?
Good idea. You gain 2 fun for learning some deep Splash Kaboom lore, but lose 2 smarts.
Let's set the world on fire, baby!
Let's never meet with the unhinged digestive system NPC anytime again. On the human world, the balance of good and evil is lie in darkness. In monster world, it's pizza and pancakes. You're surprised she didn't end up blind from swallowing that many coins? You wash the coin 6 or 7 times. The coins are stored in the balls? Sometimes I should just shut up. Not let my intrusive thoughts leak out. Can you make it the void again? I don't know, it's random. You're walking around the lobby when you suddenly hear, look, it's Nez. When you turn around, nobody's looking at you. They're looking at somebody else, somebody who's cosplaying you. When did you get famous? Are you part of a beloved video game franchise? And more importantly, did that guy steal your clothes? There are too many questions in your head right now. Here, 2 boldness to go with your life without asking them. Kono Deminda! Afterwards, you attend a meetup with the fellow fans of Liam Prom, Zoe's famous fanfiction where everyone is Liam.
Doug! Rhymes with hug.
Hi everybody, I'm Doug, Liam Prom's official moderator. I'm nice to meet you all. Zoe can't be here today because I forgot to tell her this was happening, but on the bright side, I brought Liam.
How passe.
It's a pleasure to be here, my dear peons.
It is a great honor to meet you in the flesh, Liam. Thank you for being the glorious muse of our venerated author. Hey, that's not me, I'm me. Oh, quite right. So tell us, Liam, can you turn your rump into a horse's rump? What? No, you're thinking of Centaur, Liam, I guess, and he's a character from Zoe's fanfic. I see. Can you still be ridden like a powerful stallion? No, that'd be feasible if I were a centaur, but we've already established I'm not. Oh, is Centaur Liam coming today? Crap, people are getting bored. What's something fun and memorable we could do with the fans? I didn't think this through.
How ironic.
You can all write poetry in iambic pentameters. So daring!
What about you, Nico? Any ideas?
I am Liam.
Who is Nico? I'm Liam, you rube. I propose that we write poetry in iambic penthouses as well.
that really what I sound like? Looks like it's up to you, Nez. Propose an activity with the Liam Prom fans and save the vibes of this meetup. Good news, everybody. It's time to play Ask Liam, a series of invasive personal questions. When in doubt, do drugs. I suggest opium. It's thematically appropriate because it's vintage and esoteric, like Liam.
I don't know.
I feel that might be a bad idea.
I know it's a bad idea.
It is. You should have said so before Nez and I gave everybody opium. At least everyone looks like they're having fun. Fans are completely hooked.
Of course they're hooked on it. Opium is a highly addictive substance. China was ravaged by it.
Oh. Who cares? You still got your wish dug. This meetup will be a momentous occasion for sure. Months from now, when the fans are deep in the throes of opium addiction, they'll remember this as the day everything changed. I guess that's on me for wanting to make today memorable.
Actually, this is on Nez. I swear asking him for help feels like wishing on a monkey's paw.
Come on, it's not a bad idea.
You remember that time I asked you to get a vintage book for me and it somehow resulted in an orphanage burning to the ground?
Classic Nez.
You all laugh, which quickly dissolves into a coughing fit from all the opium smoke. You gain 2 fun from drugs, yay! But you lose 2 smarts from drugs. Boo!
Say yes to drugs, say no to pizza? How did the saying go again?
Well done isn't done enough for me.
Let's talk to Nico. Let's talk about shape-shifting, the spooky con friend group, their dream drop. Where's our heart? Let's talk about their dream job.
I know what my dream job is.
What the mouth do?
Dream job. I do have these recurring dreams in which I'm a hot dog pilot, but I still can't figure out what my exact responsibilities are.
No, silly, I mean like your career. The job you dream of having.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
I don't have one of those. I just want a job that can pay for my hobbies and passions. I've made money every now and then with my acting gig and thanks to my cosplay page, but it isn't my main goal, really. Total respect to professional actors and cosplayers, but me personally, I prefer to keep those as hobbies, not jobs.
Smart.
You know what? Valid. Then what's this job that pays for your hobbies?
Well, I've been a telemarketer for some months, but I think I'm on thin ice.
Sad face.
Yeah, I don't think they like that I came to work in cosplay and respond to calls in character.
Nico.
Apparently going off script is
amateur
a bad thing, but my soul speaks in improv.
For what it's worth, I'd love it if I called customer service and then got attended by a jaded Ronin or a foul-mouthed cowboy.
That's what I was saying. But yeah, now it's mostly odd jobs here and there. Sometimes I find ads for mimic and slime replacements to populate a dungeon.
Sounds legit.
The conditions aren't great, but you can keep some of the loot.
Gig economy, am I right?
Completely. But if I get to pay for my cosplay, my photo sessions, and all the rest, then I'm good.
Just don't get slain, okay? You ask Nico to share some stories from doing gigs in a dungeon. Man, that job is not safe, but you two get a good laugh.
So that's good. Day 4.
Comics are hard.
Before you know it, the con's almost over, and it's time to put the finishing touches on your comic. Bring it home with your last brainstorming session. What's the canon event that changed your life forever? When your imaginary friends stopped talking to you. When you ate your first cigarette, way before learning that you're supposed to smoke them. The collapse of the Soviet Union. When you received a cease and desist letter from Garfield, which forced you to cancel your promising comic project, Gorefield. Well, that was charm. First Genie will grant you 3 wishes, but in exchange, he will take 3 of these 4 things away, and you can't get them back. Which one of these do you keep? Your genitals. Not even a question. And now, last event.
Off the floor, we're moving.
We cannot escape this hell. This is what our life has come to now. We cannot escape the pancakes. And all of us will have to sing along.
You attend the workshop at the community zone. A renowned hairstylist is teaching the top 5 anime hairstyles to hide your bald spot. You thought the Sailor Moon fringe would look good on you, but the Yu-Gi-Oh! Star shape takes the cake. It needs a metric ton of hair gel, but it really does bring out your features. Man, you can't wait to be bald. You gain 2 fun and amazing hairstyle. Later, you're taking a quiet moment to check your phone when Nico's sharp face attorney grabs your arm and pulls you toward the doors.
Nez, my trusty legal aid, ready for another exciting day at the courthouse?
Yeah, I guess I've sunk too much time into this to not see it through.
Right on, I tell you what, this lawyering stuff is easy, so easy it should be illegal.
What you're doing definitely is illegal, but you can't bring yourself to burst Nico's bubble, so it's off to the courthouse. Hey, there's my favorite defense attorney. High five.
Good to see you, Your Honor. How's your grandkids?
Your Honor, you're showing clear favoritism to Mick Sharp. You obviously have a conflict of interest in this case. Well, if allowing my friendship with the lawyer would affect my verdict as a crime, put me behind bars. It is. Oh, never mind.
Let's get this party started. Where's my client?
That's the funny thing, Sharp. The defendant on the chopping block today is... you! What?
What? But I've always fought on the side of the law. How could you accuse me of breaking it?
Drop the charade, Lefty. I already know you're a liar and a fraud. I've checked every law firm, bar exam record, and thread on our lawyers subreddit, and nobody has ever heard of Nico Sharp. You're not a lawyer. You're just impersonating one. And once I prove it, your career will be over.
Why are you allowing this, Your Honor?
Normally I'd help you, Mick Sharp, but this plot twist is too juicy. I have to see how it ends. Well, well, well. If it isn't the consequences of Nico's actions, they're done for unless you have some sort of evidence that proves they're a lawyer. But what? Nico's face isn't it just adorable? Gun. This gun I found shoots the prosecutor. Or goes parrot. Is there any chance Nico has a parrot? A third parrot, if you will.
Oh yes, I just got one recently. Since parrots kept coming up in the trials, it seemed like they were pretty essential to lawyer gear.
Perfect, let's call your parrot to the stand. Hold it! If you put one more goddamn parrot in the witness stand, I'm going to scream. Don't be so dramatic. The parrot running gag is wacky and charming. Well, parrot, is Mick Sharp a fraud? Nico, you did teach this parrot some words, didn't you?
Oh, I knew I kept forgetting to do something.
Finally, your ridiculous gimmick falls apart. There's no way this parrot can prove Mick Sharp's innocence.
Squawk! This parrot can prove Mick Sharp's innocence. You can? Thanks, little buddy. I knew you'd come through for me.
No, don't be an idiot. The parrot was just mimicking me. Really? Is that so, parrot?
Squawk! The parrot running gag is wacky and charming.
Well, I know that's true. Once again, parrots have proven to be paragons of honesty and virtue. With this airtight testimony, I can confidently declare Nico Sharp not guilty.
Squawk! Not guilty. Squawk! Not guilty.
God damn it! That's it. I'm going back to culinary school.
Victory!
Thank you so much for sticking up for me, Nez. You and Parrot are the best legal aids a lawyer could ask for.
You're not a legal aid, and Nico's still not a lawyer. But you do appreciate the compliment nevertheless. You gain 2 fun. And we save Nico from... Ooh, achievement.
Yeah,
We're going to jail.
Parrots and pancakes. Wacky combination.
Let's go to... the hotel. You're in front of the hotel wasting time. A taxi stops right in front of you because why else would you be standing there for nothing? You're too embarrassed to tell the driver, so you get in and he takes you for a ride. Wow, this city's great. Skyscraper, several neoplastism museums, suspicious holes in the ground. No wonder they set up the con here. This truly is one of the top cities worldwide. Too bad these locations aren't in the game, so there's no art of them, but you can imagine them in your head and gain 2 creativity in the process. There's a whole different game with art of them. Sometime later, you're in the hotel bathroom giving your remaining shirts the sniff test when you hear Liam grumbling in the other room.
Damn it.
Have you seen any of my keys? I could have sworn I left them on the nightstand. Poor Liam, yet another victim of faulty witness testimony. All clues pointed to the keys not being on the nightstand, and yet he went on insisting. I couldn't bring myself to put more doubt in this fragile mind, even if his memory had more holes than a wedge of Swiss cheese.
Sorry, I don't know where your keys could be. Nico, is your magnifying glass up to the task of finding them? Of course! This detective has stumbled home from enough late-night benders to know how to follow the clues to a set of missing keys. Sweet. What clues do we have so far? Well, has our prime suspect here retraced his steps yet?
Yes, of course. Wait, what do you mean prime suspect?
You were the last to be in possession of the keys, weren't you? How do we know you didn't lose them on purpose to hide some shady deals? Ooh, Liam, have you been getting up to some shady business in the hotel room you didn't want us to find out about?
No, I obviously didn't lose the keys on purpose. You'd better solve this mystery before Liam blows a gasket.
How do you find the missing keys? You trust our noir detective method, go to the hotel bar, get drunk, maybe start a fight. It'll help the process somehow. Solve the mystery the same way badly written detective movies do. Cast a spell that conjures a flashback with voiceover narration for convenient exposition. We did the flashback last time.
Why on earth would that bring us any closer to finding the keys?
Yeah, I could have a drink.
Trust the process, my friend. We could have a drunk epiphany, fight a thief who becomes important later, meet a sultry woman who has a cryptic clue. I'm into all of those things. Let's hit the bar.
Sometime later.
Whoa, another round over here. OMG, do you want to do karaoke after this?
Don't have time for that. We're supposed to be finding my keys.
Oh, sorry. I completely forgot. Which phase of the plan are we on now? Bar fight time?
I really don't think getting into a fight is necessary or a good idea.
False, of course. What a fool he was. Poor, sweet, naive Liam, so blind to the seedy ways of the world.
The music has stopped. Don't fix it. It's only a break from the hell of which we cannot escape. You know I can hear you, right?
Of course! The point of noir narration is everyone can hear me. How else are you supposed to get exposition?
Fight time!
I can't wait anymore. Bar fight time!
Nico punches a nearby patron. The patrons throw his stool at Nico. Zoe summons horrific tentacles out of the ground to throw people around. Fight! You're in the thick of it, losing teeth as fast as you can punch them out of other people's mouths, when Nico reaches into their pocket to pull out their fake pistol.
No, I think I cracked this case.
Whoa, I just found the keys. I must have grabbed them earlier and forgot. These trench coats, so many pockets, you know.
You seriously couldn't have realized that before I got punched several times.
Guess that means the fights are over. Sorry guys, we're done. We found the keys.
The patrons are all so confused that they let you go without any stab wounds. Nice! You're getting too fun, but who's too smarts?
Let's go punch somebody.
Ah, yes. Calm, peace, relaxing, silence. Nothing can ruin this moment. It's actually broken.
Near the merch hall, you find the gacha shop. You put in a coin and you get a real buff duck. Random but cool. You put in another coin, you open the gacha and there's a letter. Please help us. We buff ducks were imprisoned in these balls by gacha masters centuries ago. It all began when... And you're already bored. You get another gacha ball and it's another buff duck. Cool, you take 2 charm. Later you're walking around when you see Nico surrounded by a group of onlookers in a roaring campfire.
Nico, professional
Witness me,
amateur
nerds!
cosplayer.
I, Nico, will now triple cartwheel over this bed of flames.
Miraculously, Nico completes the stunt unharmed, but the same can't be said for their costume. Their clothes and sword burn off their body.
Ah!
What happened? I'm supposed to be impervious to fire. Did I go out of character for a second or something?
Well, you are technically. Who could say?
At least I know how to fix it, or rather, I know someone who does. Sasha! My friend Sasha's a genius at cosplay repair, and he never misses SpookyCon.
Nico texts her friend, who shows up 15 minutes later with a sewing kit the size of your suitcase.
Good lord. You really did a number on this one, Nikki. I know, I'm sorry, but you can fix it, right? Like you even need to ask. I'll just need to get your measurements real quick. Lift your arms for me. The chest looks good. Shoulders looks good. Hips look... very good. Now spread your legs so I can measure your inseam. This doesn't pinch, does it? No? Good. What about this? That tickles. Stop messing around.
Dang, these two have crazy chemistry. You're low-key horny about it until you remember you're trying to score a date with Nico. But how are you supposed to compete with Daddy Longfingers over here? It's so over.
Okay, I should have your costume ready in a few hours, but I can't help you with the sword. I'm a tailor, not a blacksmith. But I need the sword. It's not lore accurate otherwise.
We're so back. Now you have a chance to prove yourself to Nico. Improvise a cosplay sword for them. The silence is really nice. You can't fix the sword, but you can cosplay as the sword. It shows commitment, and it sort of counts as couples cosplay. Or there's a reason that you brought your dragon dildo today. Wrap it in cardboard and call it sword. You reach into your pants, the pocket, you perv, and unveil your huge, majestic dragon doll.
For me? Aw, you shouldn't have. Oh my. That's a thing of beauty, and so apt as a replacement sword. Did you know that many medieval legends, knights are depicted as taking dragons' penises after vanquishing them? Oh, whoa, why? They apparently made excellent blunt weapons, and the testicles acted as a natural hilt. They were also valuable status symbols. Nobody wanted to start a fight with a knight wielding a severed dragon penis. That makes sense. Who's gonna say, oh, there's Sir Gallant with his spiked dragon dong. Let's go kick his ass. Nobody, that's who.
Good call.
Now I'll look like a brave, mighty hero that felled a dragon. Thanks a million, Nez.
Nico takes a few practice swings with your dildo and almost decapitates himself.
Oof, this thing's kinda unwieldy. Do you mind teaching me how to use it?
Of course I don't mind.
Oh, this I have to see.
I'm sure we'd all love to see it, but this event has to end sometime. You lose 2 creativity, but you gain 2 fun. Teaching Nico dragon dong sword play.
Let's set the world on fire, baby.
Woo! That was close.
That was close. At least the regular music is back. Romancing Sasha would be interesting. The Wang Wars. For the last event, let's go to the main stage. You decide to attend the panel on the merits of soft versus hard magic systems in magical girl fiction. After getting the required dick jokes out of the way, you actually learn a lot of valuable info on world-building mechanics. You gain 2 smarts from all the knowledge and from learning so many new dick jokes. Tell me, Nez, what was the happiest day of your life? Is it the day you fell in love, received a hard-earned reward, ate a particularly delicious sandwich? Well, prepare to knock that day into second place, because today you're seeing the exclusive premiere of the new Dragon Heat movie. Commence hype! Sorry, kids, we gotta cut off the line here. Theater's at capacity.
Ow!
No pancakes?
No pancakes.
My patience is at capacity. Let us in, or when I'm done with you, you'll be eating through a tube.
It's okay, Omen. There are other events we can go to, like...
Sorry, but no.
Oh, sorry. I can't be positive about this. I'm going back to the hotel to cry fully clothed in the shower. No, nobody's leaving. We're not just gonna take this lying down.
Nico climbs up the statues of the Dragon Heat characters until they've reached a suitable height to deliver a rousing speech.
Fellow fans, hear me roar. We will not be denied our right to see the film of the decade. Did we not come to this con to conquer? To feast upon fun and fandom? To demand the respect we fucking deserve?
Rejoice, my
I say we raid this showcase and lay claim to the seats and refreshments that our ancestors fought and died for. Who's with me? Finally, something violent is happening. I'm in! I'm in too, but how are we gonna get past the guards? They probably have tasers or something, and we've just a line of people with foam swords. Do you not have goddess-like powers? Could you not simply use those to force your way in? I could, but I didn't get any breakfast this morning, and I slept on my neck weird. It's not a good time, you know? Fine. Maybe Nez can make himself useful by coming up with a way to get in.
Diversion tactics. Distract the security guards by stabbing them in the stomach. Convince the guards by telling them that if they let you all invade the panel, you help them invade one thing of their choice. A-cap? I say we go with... You know what? We're barbarians.
Yes.
My knife thirsts for the blood of the man! No, Omen, I won't let our selfish desires taint your redemption arc. Zoe, by all means, be as selfish as you wish if it lets me commit crimes.
No way.
It will take the mantle of this dark... I will take the mantle of this dark responsibility. You'll thank me someday.
Nico jabs the security guard with the point of their foam axe. It bounces off harmlessly.
My mighty weapon can't penetrate these foes' powerful hides. The battle is lost, my friends.
Lesson learned, never outsource a stabbing that you can do yourself. You grab Omen's dagger and stab one of the guards. There goes any chance for Nez's redemption arc. Ow, partner, I've been stabbed. Be strong, I'll take you to first aid. No, we took oaths that we'd never abandon our posts, and I won't let you shirk your duties for me. You stay here. God damn it, partner, I won't quit you. I'm calling for backup. Yikes. Well, only one solution here. You stab the other guard. Shit! That bastard outsmarted us. I can't tase him while I'm focused on not bleeding out. At least we're going down together, my partner. Injustice.
Woo! My people, storm the doors! Wait, there's some seriously good bromance happening here.
Too late. Crowd picks up Zoe and raids the pre-premiere, which is to say you all sit politely on the floor and watch the film. The movie is incredible. You can barely focus on the guilt you feel for stabbing two people for basically no reason. And the best part is your friends can enjoy it without any guilt at all. You gain 2 boldness and lose 2 charm.
It is a very Damon answer.
And now, time for the conclusion of Nico, Face Attorney. No more pancakes. No more pancakes. Finally, the art gang gathers together to piece your greatest masterpiece together. Time to see the fruits of your labor. Juan is a comic strip that follows the everyday shenanigans of the warlock Gerard and his magical cat Juan. Hot cat? Words are hard. The dynamic of these two is hilarious. Gerard is a powerful dark warlock who's always grumpy. He hates people. He hates Mondays. But above all, he hates Douglas, king of the moon. And Juan, he's a lovable little bastard who's always causing mischief with his signature spell, Fardomancy. And who could forget his catchphrase, always wash your foreskin, an instant classic. Although most of the strips focus on these two, there's also the beloved side character, Barbara, Dolphin, and Lawyer. The cherry on top will be making Juan go viral by spreading a dark twisted theory on the internet that Juan is just a figment of Gerard's fractured mind. Huh? Another Monday. Life is an endless parade of meaningless suffering. My only solace in this hellish torment is... Wait, where's my cock? Earlier that day. Ha 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 ha. You track Nico down and ask them to go to the con after party with you.
The after party? I wish I could, Nez, but I've got to study for my case tomorrow. A good lawyer is always prepared.
Nico, this has been fun, but you do know you're not actually a lawyer, right?
Look, I know I don't have all that fancy schmancy stuff like a degree to practice law, but I've got something better, a will to protect my clients by any means necessary. And with you as my trusty legal aid, we can't lose. So won't you come with me to another case? The citizens of Monstropolis are counting on Nico Sharp, Face Attorney.
Well, I guess there's room for at least 2 sequels. Hey, it's nice to be wanted, and it doesn't seem like you're getting arrested anytime soon. So lawyers it is!
Take that!
Nico went on to have many more misadventures in the courtroom. They fabricated evidence, they acquitted murderers, like this clown over here. They screamed objection, a lot. It surely changed Monstropolis' crime world for the worse, but that's a small price to pay to see Nico so happy. Case closed!
Well, we talked about careers. Nico could probably quit telemarketing to become a real actual lawyer. We faked it until we made it. Before we knew it, the con had ended. It was just 4 days, but we swear it felt like an entire lifetime. All sorts of misadventures took place, entire friendships blossomed, and ourselves changed as people.
The idea of going back to our day-to-day lives made us feel a bit more disoriented. Promises were made of not growing apart, of meeting again soon. Still, we would lie if we said it didn't feel a bit sad to leave all that behind. But as each of us went our own way, we realized that wherever we went, these people would be there, with us. And with that came a truth to that. To this day, we hold close to our hearts. That no matter where we were, we belong. It's a thought that still gives us warmth, that makes us feel, once again, young and unafraid. And it reminds us even as years go by, we will always be ready to start.
When you stream, you would not believe.
And there we
You
go.
have to deal
Nico,
with
face
so
attorney.
many companies
The secret
treat you
ending.
like you're a
We only got
like
2
thief.
main romance options left.
It won't
Chat,
happen with
time for a
me.
poll. Who do we
We're
start
meant
next
to
week?
trust each
Do we start with
other.
Doug or Liam? Whichever way it goes, I guess it's saving the best for last, depending on how you see it. I'm putting up the poll. Doug, Liam. Which do we save best for last?
Welcome to the streamer version of Monster Guns credit song.
And then after like another month or so, we're finally gonna get into all the other 20-ish secret endings. Wow. We got so much to go through. Oh, Doug is in the lead at 60%, which means I'm gonna stop the poll at the end of the credit song. So vote now. Do we do Doug starting next week and leave Liam for last? Best for last? Play as Aravi for at least one of Doug's secret endings? Sure. Oh wait, there are 2 new playable characters. They just released 2 new playable characters. I haven't gotten them yet. You want to save him for last? Save the best for last? Doug is at 55, Liam is at 45%. Who are the new ones? Pizza Girl and the Pink Moss Man. Okay, ending poll. Wow, it was neck and neck. But next week, we're gonna be doing Doug's sexy secret ending. We're gonna be dating Jesse Cox. Not the first time that's happened. Okay. Anyway, thank everyone to stop by, chilled out in chat, use this as second monitor content, and watched us play and react through Nico's Face Attorney secret ending. On Tuesday and maybe Wednesday or Thursday, we'll be finishing up the current Arknight story. And then on Saturday, I think on Saturday we'll be doing all my role quests in Final Fantasy XIV. And then next Sunday, we'll be starting Doug's secret endings in MonsterCon. Once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. I'ma see you, friendos, next stream. Bye-bye.